Well, the first thing we're going to talk about, really, when we talk about their offense is, Mike McDaniel comes from the Shanahan offense, and the Shanahan offense is, I want to say it's predicated on having a badass tight end. I mean, you think about George Kittle, right? And the things you think about, I mean, I think Shanahan, was he back there with Tony Gonzalez in Atlanta?
Yes,
right.
100%.
When you start thinking about Shannon Sharp with his dad in Denver, like you start thinking about what did those guys could do it all, and George Kittle is the biggest badass tight end on the planet,
Yes,
right?
he is.
They do not have that guy. Mike Gesicki is actually having a down, like he's not catching any passes this year because he's not even in the game because he is not a willing blocker. Like he is not a fan of contact. I mean, I was there when he got drafted. Nice kid, volleyball player, not a fan of contact, right? Not going to block for you.
Okay.
Dalton Smythe, Notre Dame kid, number 81. He is, but this is not George Kittle, but they ask him to do George Kittle things. They ask him to block 1-on-1 in pass protection. They ask him to come back on the cross zone looks. They ask him to be a lead blocker. And it's just like, well, it's tough, man. Like if you're not that guy, it's not any fault of his own, but if you don't have a George Kittle and you're asking the tight end to do stuff like this, like you're going to get walked. Like that's a problem. You want to get Tua in trouble? Yeah, have his tight end get walked back by the defensive tackle.
There you go.
You know what I mean? It's not that hard. You want to shut down the run game? Like it's not that hard, man. You take that backside tight end and you see Kyle Van Noy just come and see him right in the backfield here. Nope. Problems. Right?
Yep.
Like this stuff this isn't rocket science. It's like, this is a specific position that you need to be ultra physical with in order to defeat this team. Right?
Yep.
If he's hipped off and you think he's going backside, I'm going to knock his block off. I'm going to make that running back cut in the backfield. You've talked about at length how difficult that is.
Penetration, it destroys any run play unless you got Barry Sanders. That's about it. And nobody has Barry Sanders right now. So Mozart does have quick feet, but he has a two-step, kind of a jump step he does, and then he gets going. But if you make him do that every time, that's going to give the Packers better chance of winning, because then run game is not quite on track, and then pass game will be off track because the run game is not there.
Yes, sir.
Good gracious. Had guys open.
Yeah, almost every one of these guys is open. Unfortunately, and the reason I show this is it's like these guys, speed kills, right? Like speed kills, but quarterback's back here getting beat up by this guard and tackle, not playing it. This guy's going to the Pro Bowl, man. And Armstead just came in a huge free agent deal. He was with the Saints with Drew Brees for years. He's had some injuries.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
He's going to the Pro Bowl. I'm just telling you, I would be shocked if Preston Smith doesn't have a big game. I'd be shocked. I just think that Preston right now, with the way this guy pass sets, with his technique, with the way that they're playing right now, unless they just don't throw the ball, I would be shocked if Preston Smith doesn't have a game against this guy.
Exactly, especially with the games he's put out this year. The last 3 games, what Preston Smith does, we talked about it. He's been stopping the run and then doing what he loves to do, go after the quarterback, and has the technique and it has the mental to get it done. So this could be another fourth game in a row where he's causing problems from his side of the ball.
What I like about him that I think plays well here is you see Fox beating the guard on this play, right? So you see Fox beating the guard. The guard's young player. But bro, watch what happens to the tackle.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is
Yeah.
I saw that. You're getting dump truck. And when you talk about I think I got another one here. When you talk about what is Preston Smith just, in my opinion, really good at, he's good at using. He's not like he's got a couple swipes and a couple chop clubs, but what is he really good at? He's really good at using leverage, arms,
and his arm length. Yeah.
Yes, and so he's getting under the pads and just actually moving humans in the pass rush. And you see Kyle Van Noy here got his first sack on Armstead the same game. And look, I mean, that's a bad position to be in, bro.
Yeah, we talked about this on Monday on all fours as an offensive lineman, looking at your quarterback or running back being hit in the backfield. You're gonna hear a lot on Monday when you watch this film.
If I'm Preston Smith or if I'm the D-line coach, I'm rolling this over and over because I'm just telling you from a technique standpoint, this guy's had a great career. But if you get a good jump, he turns his shoulders immediately. You can come back inside whenever you want. I mean, it's literally all you can eat. I've always been. He's one of the few guys that, and he's had a great career, and he's a phenomenal player. He's had a phenomenal career with Drew Brees and the Saints. Yep. I've always been shocked that people don't beat him more just because of the way he sets. And I know he ran like a 4.6. I mean, he's a great athlete, but there are opportunities there, man.
Yeah, that brings me back to my point of when you have good players around you, it covers up things. So Drew Brees, how long did he hold the ball in the pocket?
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you did. I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you did because that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, so just saying.
All right, so we talked about it. The Chargers did a great job. So Tyreek Hill's on he's the inside of this slot look on the trip side.
That's scary.
It's frightening because he's got free access right now. He thinks he has free access to the safety. If you see
it, because the linebackers looking in. The guy is that Ingram or who is that? Oh no,
this is Van Noy over here, and Van Noy's going to take a shot, bang, and get him
off the ball. Yeah, off the spot.
But
I was talking about the guy that was set around the 40. The 30. They're sitting right there on the 40 or what's that?
So that's just your nickel corner.
39. Oh, that's the nickel corner. Okay,
that's the nickel corner matched up. And my point is, if they don't bang him off here, he's got free access to the safety. And so when you talked about you talk about what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to line up man to man and bump and run this guy, or are you supposed to stand 10, 15 yards back and give him a full head of steam? It's
I'm gonna hit him.
Yeah, hit him with somebody else. This is the old Willie McGinnis Patriots saying. Shout out to Willie McGinnis.
Yeah.
Well, here we go.
Yeah.
But Cal Van Noy, you just go ahead and bang him off the line of scrimmage, disrupt the timing, and now what happens? Like you got early pressure, has nothing over here, and he's got to throw the ball away. Tua actually gets a intentional grounding call here.
Yeah.
And so it's just about being physical at the line of scrimmage,
and being smart.
You might not like. But you can't. I don't think we can do it. And Jair might argue with me, but I don't think we can do it.
All right,
press man. Like if you say if Rasul Douglas is playing press man versus Tyreek Hill with a single safety look this weekend, I'm just telling you we're in trouble.
Yeah,
right. It's just not a good matchup.
You gotta give him up. Yep. If they line up in that formation where he's closer to a DN or outside linebacker, they got to use this tape as like, hey, you know what? We got to take that because it keeps from, like you said, Tyreek running straight down the field untouched, full speed, and that's nothing you can stop. You're not gonna catch up.
Just for fun, I wonder because this dude, like, I don't care if you're a Packers fan, I don't care what fan. This dude's fun to watch.
So Tyreek?
I mean, you look at Tyreek and Watt. You look at this. It's like, okay, I'm not having a good game. I'm getting pressed. We'll just go.
I know this play now. I know what's coming.
Trips left. Yeah, let's just go trips left. And, you guys, you're gonna rotate the safety away from me? Oh, okay. Well, bye bye. I mean, it's literally Roadrunner stuff, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what's nuts here? Like AG, I think I might show it on one of these, but when he runs, like he. So what is he? 5'6", 5'8"?
Something like that. He's like 5'8". I give him 5'8".
Right?
Yeah, I give him 5'8".
Let's give him 5'10". When he runs, when he takes 2 strides, he covers 6 yards.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's probably 4'1".
You want to talk about explosive, bro?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you know, but I don't know. I mean,
yeah. He's legit 4'1", the way he runs. I can see it.
So you see right here. Let me back this up. So Tua can ID, right? Smart player, throws a great anticipation, knows before the snap what's available. Safety's down, man comes out. He knows that the safety on the hash has to rotate to the middle of the field by the look. He knows he's going to have man on man in the inside slot here. And he knows that that's a big problem for anybody trying to guard his boys.
Yeah, speed everywhere. And then I said that's another thing that Mike McDaniels took from Shanahan is in certain personnel bookings, when you call out there on the field that the coaches do, it's a speed problem. And I'm paying attention to more Kyle than his dad. Kyle Shanahan is creating speed issue. Now he has what he has in San Francisco, and that's what McDaniels is doing here with Waddle, Hill, and Mostert coming out the backfield.
Mostert, one of the things I love that these guys do is instead of running under center play action pass all the time, they'll go with Tua. They'll take shotgun and then watch how he he turns around to fake handoff here. So he still turns his back to the defense. I just love this because it's a commitment now to that defensive line, right? You've turned your back, it's a commitment. So it helps pass protection. And you see like Matt Milano got robbed. You want to talk about guys that got robbed from the Pro Bowl? Matt Milano got robbed. Actually, both these, Tremaine Edwards got robbed too. They both got robbed. You can pick, right? These guys are ballers, absolute ballers. But Raheem Mostert in space, if you're going to give this dude 10 yards, like you got real problems.
Yeah. Like I said, there was that two-step jump cut that I talked about that he does that I like. And he's able to get from 0 to 60 real fast. So when he catches this ball, you know, this is where he creates problems for.
I mean, look at this, dude. Listen, AG,
I'm taking that every day. Every day.
If I sitting out there, okay, let's just say that they said, Mike, you got to play one snap at linebacker. And here's your responsibility. And I see this, okay. Right. I'm just telling you right now. I'm running full speed, okay. I'm tracking the near hip, but I ain't slowing down, bro.
Right.
I'm like a decel, and I teach it, but I'm just telling you right now because there is no way on God's green earth that any level of technique or athletic ability is going to allow me to tackle this man unless I just get really, really lucky. Okay. Correct. And you see this dude right here. It's like, boy. I mean, like Milano just is like, what happened? He just hit him with the Matrix, bro.
Right. He just watched him just float past him. And he picked up a quick 20 yards.
Mostert is fast. Now here we got Jaden. So, hey, you want to cover up Tyreek, do something special? Okay, well, we got another guy. He's pretty good, too. Little stutter and go.
Oh, I mean, look at the separation right there. Look at that.
So this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about with Tua, though. Like, Tua underthrows this ball. It doesn't even matter because he's so wide open. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at this. He's got to come back and pick. I mean, he's so wide. They're so wide open sometimes.
Man, he hits down on a run. That's a touchdown. That is a tutty.
I wonder if it's tough to throw a guy that's so much faster. They're so much faster than everybody else. Like your, perception of how hard you have to throw the ball just must be way off.
It's a mental thing because I remember my rookie year in Seattle in the offseason, going to in my second year when we found out Mike Homer was coming in, and John Kitna, we were practicing on our own doing routes, and he had me run some go routes. Mm-hmm. And he said after the second one he threw, he kept underthrowing me. He said, man, I'm in my own head. He said, because I know you're faster, man. I'm like, how far can you just go? I said, I'll just run. I don't know. I mean, I'll catch up to the ball if it's overthrown, but just throw it. I said, don't think about that. So sometimes quarterbacks get that in their head. I remember that was just him like having fun. So in the real life time action, when you have it on the field, actual time, that's going to probably sneak in a quarterback's head. Like, man, this kid, I don't know if I can outthrow him. And
what do you think you run right now?
Oh, nothing close. Maybe.
No, but let's say you train for a month. Can you run a 4.8?
Yes, 100%. That's what I was about to say. I ran a 4.8 2 years ago. I got tested with half a hamstring. I got 1.5 hamstring now.
4.8 with less than full hamstring.
Yes, I ran a 4.8 2 years ago. My players wanted to test me out. Coach, can you run the 40? I'm like, let me warm up. And that was just no training. I've been working out on my own treadmill with stuff and lifting weights, and I bust out a 4.8. So
speed kills. We talked about it. This linebacker's got to read. Motion man comes across. You see they're worried about the backside kick out for the possible, because what these guys a lot of do is just fake the tight end and go to the flat. So Nine's got to sit here. He's letting everybody get washed down. And you're like, oh, my goodness, man. Look at the space. Look at the space.
Mm-hmm. Is that Wilson? That was Wilson, right?
So this is Jeffrey Wilson, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Wilson. He came from the 49ers.
Well, I tell you what, the 49ers know how to draft speed.
Yes, they do. It's not hard when you look for it. Just guys, sometimes coaches get scared of certain things about players that have speed. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's scary.
So this is speed again, man. So 21's first off on the end of the line of scrimmage matched up, and we go in motion here.
Right.
And so I remember everybody's got a gap. So he immediately jumps back in and realizes, I've made a mistake. Now he can't insert because, 9 times out of 10, he can go make that play. But you ain't making the play against Mostert. And it's just not happening. He's just too fast. Like this is, you get that half a step of problems with these guys. And this is the issue. Like you have to be so disciplined with your eyes and your scheme, so comfortable in what you're doing. Otherwise, man, it's a huge problem with these guys.
Yeah. And that's what I said with linebackers tracking the triangle between the quarterback. It's hard to do it. It's different in shotgun, but it's still something there where you track the quarterback to the center, to the running back, wherever he's at, left or right of the quarterback, and that play action. Track them. Don't let the pullers coming around, all that distract you. But by the time you see where the ball is exchanged, then you could be in the right position where you don't get sucked in or out of the run play and get in the wrong gap.
I just thought this was like,
Oh
this
yeah,
is
this
this is
is
like a
it.
you got to be joking moment here. So
Yeah.
Tiger's just hanging out. Oh, okay. Oh, well. I mean, good. Look at
he's
him.
he's
I mean,
slowing
look at him
down right
run.
now. He was
Yeah, look
slowing
at him
down
run.
back on the 30. Yeah. He was slowing
That's
down back on the 30.